just left the dock. We're gonna go out and do our first test run. It's like a cool noise in the RPMs right there. I would not think that. I think that's a vibration. It's nothing more. All right, trim is all the way down. We'll go ahead and get it on plane here. Gosh, if you just touch that throttle, that motor has just an instantaneous response. Just a lot of torque. Okay, we're put on plane there. We have an adjustable steering wheel here, hydraulic steering. This thing is just set it, point it, and you're good to go. This is our water PSI and our RPMs here. I have the speed up here on my phone. There we go. I'm gonna add just a little more throttle, bring it about 3,500 RPMs. Everything sounds smooth on the motor. It's quiet in here, and this is great being inside the cab. With the window here, nice. Okay, and then we'll get out here and we'll open up a little bit more. Voltage reading good. Bilge pump. Nothing. Wipers. We only have one wiper. That side does not have a wiper, only this starboard side. Lights inside. We got our illuminated. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit more throttle, and then I'm gonna bring up the trim. You can see that. Okay, we're gonna go to 0.9 on the trim, or 1. That seems to be a real nice run. 30-mile-an-hour cruise speed. Nice clean wake. You can see that reverse chine working in the water here. You can see a lot of spray out to the side, but it throws it way out. That means it's gonna be a little drier ride. Okay, let's go ahead and add a little bit more throttle. It's just so easy. I mean, this is an electronic control, a digital electric control, so it just responds exactly when you touch it, just really fast. I'm gonna bring our trim up to about 1.3. Now you can feel the bow starting to hop up and down, so I know I'm over trim now. So I'm gonna bring it back down to 0.8. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and add the throttle. Just barely touched it. It brought it up to about 5,200 RPMs. The speed now is just over 40. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead all the way to the end. Now it's fully throttled. Shut this window so we can hear a little bit better. Look at that. Look at that mist that thing's throwing behind the boat. We are really cooking 47 miles an hour. We're already to the other side of the lake almost. That's making quick work of it. I'm gonna bring our trim up just a little bit to experiment. 1.2 at 47 miles an hour into the wind. 48 miles an hour now. Trimming it up, 5,900 RPMs. Here we go. A little more trim, and I think we're gonna be max speed right there, 49 miles an hour. You can feel that trim about maxed out. It's really, really cooking. We are moving, trimming down, and I'm gonna pull us off a plane here and cut the wheel. That is quick, 50 miles an hour almost, right there, 49. That was a quick little run. Probably don't wanna throw water all over our friends here. You can see me inside the cabin here. Nice and comfy, no wind. It's quiet, really quiet in here. For an aluminum boat with a 225 horse motor, I can hardly hear anything out here inside the cabin. I'm sure it'd be a little noisier outside. That's one of the advantages having that offshore bracket. Just like that. Full trim. We're at full throttle, full trim, and this boat is just doing all of the work. I feel like I'm driving down the freeway. Literally, this is so easy, and we are on full tilt. We are doing 50 miles an hour in this boat, and it feels like a normal boat's going like 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, maybe 30 miles an hour. And this thing is literally cooking across the lake. Full trimmed out, sitting on the back keel. I'm gonna bring that trim up a little bit more. Just flying across this lake, making super quick work of it. We'll go up here, we'll do a couple of spins, see how the boat punches through its own weight, since this is obviously not the conditions this boat was designed to run in. But we'll try to mimic it a little bit up here in just a second. We'll pull it off plane. But my goodness, this boat just runs out smooth, and the power is just immense. It just responds so quick. Okay, I will trim us down. I'm gonna go ahead and put us into a turn here. Still doing 36 miles an hour. Feels like we're barely moving now. Okay, we're zeroing out the trim. You can hear on that hard turn that motor's ventilating a little bit, trying to grab it. I'm going to slow us down a little bit. That's one thing common with an offshore bracket, is if you put it into a really hard turn, you'll get ventilation because the bottom of that keel is sitting so far out, so it'll catch the air off that back corner. It'll catch it'll ventilate off of that. Okay, here's some big waves we just built up. Pretty good size, nice and choppy. We're gonna shoot it right through here. And nice, you can feel that deep V bow in the front really open that wave up. Doesn't give us much of a challenge there, but we got some good wakes sitting out here on the horizon from that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and aim us at that, and then I'm gonna put her on full step right through these. Oh yeah, these suspension seats soak it up. There's absolutely no discomfort with that scenario right there. I guarantee this boat's gonna really ride good out in the ocean in big water. Big chop is really gonna chop it up, or cut through, slice through really well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do a 0 to full speed run and see how long it takes us to get up. We'll put the speedometer, since we don't have one here. We'll put the speedometer here, and we're just at 3 miles an hour. Trim is going to go all the way down. Okay, so when we have it here, we got it. There's little waves here. I'm going to point right into our past wake. Okay, we got the motor straight. Here we go, and we're 2 miles an hour, and I'm going to go full throttle. 1, 2, and 3. Go. Oh, baby. Oh, man. I'm like pinned against the seat. This thing is already threw my phone off. Where are we at for speed? We're already over 40 miles an hour. There's 42. Just like that, I haven't even touched the trim yet. And then as I flip the trim up to 2, then we just launch again as that bow comes up out of the water. We are full speed that fast. That was actually kind of fun. Trim it all the way down, put us into a tight turn. Very nice. And then we'll just head on back to the dock here. All right, boys and girls, let me show you this 2023 Thunderjet Luxor 200, 20-foot hull, 2 foot extra on the transom bracket. Okay, we've got a integrated slide controller for the surge brakes with a 2-inch ball on here. That's a little more premium than normal. We have a fold-away tongue, cuts off about 36 inches. We've got a heavy-duty winch on the front here. And Jack, the boat was really easy to load, unload. It does come with a spare tire. We don't have it on here, the bracket, because it needs another lug, but we have a matching spare tire that goes with it. Just to show you, the reverse chine comes all the way up to here. This is really unique for this style of boat, as well as it's got a really deep V. I know it's like 18, 19 degrees online, but it really is a steep, because it's got a deeper goalie throat down here, and it really broke through the waves exceptionally well. I was quite impressed in our running video. So we have a fill up here. There's a front auxiliary tank. At this point, we don't know how many gallons of fuel are in that auxiliary tank, but it looks like a good size one. So we'll see if we can't find that out. And then we have a main tank too, which I believe is 50 gallons by itself. Okay, we have LED navigation lights here. This is for the window to go against. It's full hardtop, as you see, with the front area is able to be opened up, so you can kind of get some air and sun in there if you need to. Otherwise, it's really a full hardtop cabin. We have heavy duty cleats all welded onto here. It's really nice how they do their welds here and this rolled over edge. It's just real kind of a nice fit. Looks like it had a cover on it or something, because it's just kind of polished out the aluminum, so it's nothing bad. It just looks a little bit like it could be easily sanded out. Gray with a nice little paint transition there. A little vinyl decal there that kind of transitions the paint. Going down the side here, looks like we took a little impact right here on this fender. So that little light's a little loose and there's a crack right there. So that's some up close things. Tires, nice wheels and tires. We got disc brakes disc brakes on both axles. And then we have a nice chine guide here. The boat was really easy to sling onto this trailer. It wasn't too hard at all. Let's see, going along here, we got raised letters here on the Thunderjet. Got a net holder up here. We've got, one thing I really like is on these downrigger bracket rails, it's a little further forward so you can get behind your downrigger to clip in without having to move it forward. Most of them put them back here, and it actually needs to be at forward a little better. Here's our other main fuel tank fill. We've got LED lighting on the trailer. Obviously a galvanized trailer all around, no rust on any of the bolts. I don't believe this has even touched salt water at this point. You can see the anode has no usage at all really on it, so it's all fresh water. Now I'll tell you what, this does have all the rigging for a Mercury remote motor that would be able to attach to the main and run it steering from there. The motor was it, because I believe this boat was a repo. As a repo, they probably took the motor with them, so that's how it works. But it's a very low hour. We're talking 15 hours on this boat. That's crazy low, so it doesn't have much use at all. Then we've got this Mercury 225. This is going to probably end up being one of my favorite motors I've ever had. My friend has one on his boat, and I've ran it with a whole bunch of kids, water sports. It's such a powerful motor, and it's so smooth and quiet. You will be impressed by the way it runs out. I guarantee it. I've ran a lot of boats, and I'll tell you what, this motor is impressive. Okay, we've got a nice 4-rung ladder that pulls out here. Goes all the way down to the ground, so if you're in the water, getting in and out is great. Also on the watts on the trailer too. Just to show you, we have an onboard charger with dual batteries, onboard charger, and then we've got down the starboard side here, I really don't see any damages. The only thing we kind of have is some rubbing from the cover. Wind or whatever could have done that. Pretty easy to correct, or just leave it, whatever you feel is appropriate in that case. I do not see, did you find a ding on it? I can't find really any damages. Yeah, you got the little specks, but those kind of clean off. You can see my hand took off a lot of that. So gosh, it's pretty dang straight. I really don't see anything. Got a nice rod holder tree here. I don't really see any damages on this side to point out. We like to show everything in our videos so that you don't get here and are surprised. Now, it has a big ladder, and then it has a second step. This is second to a walk-through transom. Mercury motors are cool. They have a little pop lid here. Check the oil, do the oil fill right there. You pull this little handle and it lifts it releases the top. Kind of cool. Hydraulic steering, of course, on there. We've got in the back area on this transom, we have a big cutting board that's got the surround so your tools don't fly off. Really large fish well right here, and this does have it is a live well because it has the raised water, so you can use as a live well fish tank either way. Nice a plastic top there. We've got a place for our knives and pliers there. and another little rigging station here alongside where your downriggers go or your rod holders are. There's a whole, it's a pretty big area back here. We've got our battery or our storage. All right, there's a storage area here, and it goes forward to the fuel tanks. You can see the fuel tanks in the front there. I don't know if that can look up in there. But we've got gas struts here on the door to hold it open. Really unique for a boat like this. Got rod locker there, or another fish well, whatever you want to use that for storage. And then we have this similar here on the port side, same thing. And we've got our wash down hose here, valves. Big, those are like 6-inch speakers, or maybe 8s. They look really big. Okay, we pull these off, and then we've got, it looks like almost brand new AGM Quicksilver batteries on that side. And I believe we have one to the other side as well. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Big 1250 gallon auto bilge pump there in the back. You can also see the live well pump back there as well. All right. Battery switch here. And then a selector for your tanks on top of that fuel water separator housing. So you actually are selecting which tank. Okay, big speakers. I'll tell you what, we'll get to that. I got a couple of things I'm going to tell you about. So backdrop, kind of give the enclosure here. Our all around anchor light there. The sides of this are carpeted, but it's really a thin carpet. I don't really think it can absorb much for water, but it really quiets these holes down. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want any of that. I don't know that this is really going to hold much smell or anything like that. And I'll tell you what, it does bring the noise down, because this boat was quiet when we were running. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the cabin area. We've got really large 2-person seats on each side with cup holders here as well on each one. Storage up here. Lots of room. I'm 6'1". I got full head clearance into the cabin, in and out. Hanger, hold on, and we've also got the big light down the center, so that gives you a lot of room. Little Thunderjet logo in the embroidery there, kind of cool. Loops for the top. This will zip and open up if you want to run it like that. You know, these come from the heritage of jet boats. Okay, let's get to something rad. Open up, and we have the Kicker audio system. And I'll tell you what, like, I know like this might not be a high priority for all of you to have a really good sounding audio system, but that thing, it really thumps. It sounds awesome. Like you might think I'm throwing this out there just like, oh yeah, it sounds good. But when you crank this thing up, it really sounds awesome. In a big fishing boat, I don't know, but hey, yeah, I'll take it, whatever. Okay, we got storage up here in the front. Now it looks like it's pre-rigged for a bow mount trolling motor. However, one has not been ever put on. You can see the plug there as well, but there's no holes in the bow or anything from it. So it's pre-rigged for that. I know they'll do that at the factory quite often. All right, going up to the main helm here. A lot of this you'll see in the running video, but we got a trim tilt steering here. Steering amazing on this. The boat just holds a really solid, good straight line. We've got the courtesy lights that kick on the dome up here, and then we'll show them some lights. Oh, there's some more storage down here too. Big light. We got lights there in the back, on the deck as well. Bilge pump, wipers. We also have the Mercury Smart Gauge, which is really nice for getting data off of the engine. Kick that on. It gives you a whole bunch of different, other data. Go through the modes, and you can select different things. Shows you where your trim's at. Hours. There's our hours is 16.7. So we got 16.7s there on the ECM, and we had so much fun running this boat. It tells you your fuel usage and everything along those lines too. So get that. Okay, coming down here to the controls, we also have this active trim, which I utilized it, and my goodness, it is really a nice feature. You know, when you're normally driving, you're sitting here playing the trim at the same time you run throttles, which is fun and it's cool. But this boat really did it perfectly automatically. I mean, I could literally do nothing more than just slam this all gently. I didn't hurt your boat, don't worry. Gently pushed it all the way to full throttle, and the boat hops up, goes, starts planing, the trim automatically starts trimming up and balancing, and it was actually exactly where I would put it. It was basically perfect, and I had it set on this number 2 on the, there's adjustments there. Okay, and then if you look here to the side, I'll get out of the way so Jackson can get down here at the camera. There's our trolling motor controls. So that would be rad to have a remote set up there. We've got a 225 horse, so we're at max horsepower for the hull, 7-person capacity. Yeah, this boat's actually quite large. That's a really good sized boat. Lots of room in here. Looking it over, tons of rod holders everywhere. No electronics at this point. It did have them already at one point, but electronics options are always something we can throw on it before you can do that, or you can go to your favorite rigging shop and have them do it as well. Looks like pretty nice setup on this boat. I think it's one that's going to be really, really fun. I was actually really enjoyed doing our test run on it, probably more than I should because it's my work, but hey, once in a while, right, you run across one that you're actually really pleased with. Backdrop is removable. So come meet up with us. We're Highway 101, the infamous Highway 101, right dead center in the middle of Oregon, outside of Eugene, 1 hour on the coast. So come make a trip of it, come visit the coast, bring the family, pick up a boat, stay at one of the rad hotels. But it's Jackson, show them yourself real quick. Just in the office here, pretty simple little setup. It's pretty much Jackson and I who you're gonna talk to. And we try to find the right boat for you, and if this is it, we'll help you determine that if you want, and see if we can't make you a good deal on it, so you'll be able to run it for years and years and have a good time and not be upside down and really bad. Alrighty, so hope to see you and meet you soon.